Hey, we're with Buddy and Nancy again. In this conversation, we're going to be talking about the arguments that we have, Adele, and how at the end of those, how do we transition back into normalcy?
Right.
And so we are asking Buddy and Nancy, how do you guys do that? So let's listen in. So how do you? So like
how do
for
you guys
for the
do
two
that?
of us, we will have that vicious vortex where we just start triggering each other's thorns, and then we talk it out, and I hear her and she hears me, and we apologize, and we're done with it. But we don't know what's next.
It's like the body sensations are not gone yet.
Right.
They're
Right.
still very prevalent. And so it's hard sometimes to move on. So
Does that
how do
make
you
sense?
guys do that?
Well, I think normally we have to have some space.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, I mean, we just separate. When I say separate, like she'll go in one room, I go in another, or maybe I go in the basement and do something. You know,
Yeah.
and then it just kind of melts away, and then you realize, you know what? All she wanted was a decision.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I mean, why couldn't I just said we're having brownie sandwiches? You know, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but it's almost like it's a power struggle. You know, she's the wife. She's gonna cook the supper, then make up your mind and cook it. And I don't want to make the decision, because if I make a decision and she doesn't like it, then in her mind she's going, I wish we didn't have, you know, chicken salad or whatever. And so I just think that's some of those little arrows that Satan fires.
Oh, totally.
You know, because none of it, if you sit and think about, like talking about right now, the things that I'm going through my mind, they don't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
But they cause strife in our life, you know, in our marriage.
So this is really relatable to me, and I ask this question specific because we do have those times where we're in argument or we're in something that doesn't feel that good. A conversation is kind of tense.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we're done with everything, there's sometimes I don't know what to do next.
I have noticed, like, so you know, when you get triggered in an argument and we're having this conversation, I have a lot of body sensations that are going on for me.
Me too.
My heart rate is going up. I'm flushed. My blood pressure is probably higher. You know, and my thoughts, they're going fast. And so we have our discussion or conversation or whatever it is, and we process and we work through it while those body sensations are still going on. And we finish it and we're done with it. But now what? Because that feeling is still there. And I oftentimes in my head, I'm like, why can't I transition? Why can't I be like, I'm over it. Let's just go make love. Or, you know, there's this like feeling like you're not over it. But really I am. And so it's this transition time of allowing my body to recognize that I'm okay. I'm over it. And sometimes it takes some time to do that.
Sometimes I feel like, is this my ego? Like, am I being prideful?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's stopping me? Is it my ego and maybe I'm offended?
Mm-hmm.
Or there's also this feeling, not that we are on a different team, but there's this feeling like we are on a different team, even at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I really love about what Buddy says in this is the timeout portion, the taking care of my heart portion, the part where, so here's a great one. It was when Haven was turning 6. We were Adele and I were making a bed, putting a bed together for her.
Oh yeah.
And we had this, I don't even remember the argument, but we had an argument about the way the bed was supposed to be put together, or maybe the parts. I don't know. That was silly.
Was this in her new room?
Yeah.
It was about, I had some expectations for Haven's birthday party. And we were setting her bed up. It was a new bed for her birthday party. And things were not going the way I expected them to go.
Yeah. And I don't remember all the details, but this is the part I do remember. is it went bad. The conversation wasn't good. Not that we said or did things that we regretted, but my heart was not very.
We were both triggered.
Yeah, my heart was closed toward you, is probably the best way to say it. And I did something that was powerful. Is I walked out of the room and I went outside and I prayed to God, God, what is going on for me? And take this away. And I walked around the driveway for just a minute and I felt the Spirit come on me or maybe say to me, it's not that big of a deal.
And it wasn't.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Let it go. And I was like, it is not that big of a deal. Why am I making it such a big deal? And I was able to set myself aside and come in and say, listen, I was wrong. You know, my attitude, my heart towards you is not right. And it's not that big of a deal. And I'm sorry that I made it that big of a deal. But I think what Buddy's saying in there that is really present to me is when you and I are having those conversations and we get to the point where we're like, we're done and how do we transition from this? I think that's exactly what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that moment to get up and go take care of my heart. If I hadn't already done that, because let me back up a little bit. There are times when we're having these conversations where we're just not productive.
Right.
And that is a time where I will take a time out, go take care of my heart. But we're specifically talking about in this one where we've already taken care of everything.
Right. Everything's done.
Yeah.
We're on the same page. We're good.
And in this particular thing, that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up and I'm going to go pray and leave you for a moment, maybe go get a water or walk outside. And then I'm going to come back and re-engage with you with an open heart.
You and I know that state changing is powerful.
Yeah, it is.
So a state change is we change the state of our body by getting up, walking around, or, you know, something that changes and shifts our mindset. And I also love what Buddy said. He said it just melts away. And it's so true. It does melt away. The reason it's not melting away is we're still sitting there in it, feeling it, even though it's over. Yeah. And so I think it's so powerful that you and I start doing that and just see how it melts away faster when we just take a pause to go walk around the house or, you know, get a glass of water or something and then come back refreshed and able to transition so much easier back into open hearts, you know.
That's good. And I hope this is helpful for you guys as a way to transition out of a disagreement with your spouse.
Yeah. Thanks for joining our conversation today, and we hope you join us for the next one. Bye.